This course is the pre-learning about DigiEye 280 and it is the first course for this system. After the lesson, we will have a basic knowledge for DigiEye 280. DigiEye 280 is a floor-mounting DR system powered by Miri technology. And mobile flash detector can be configured to meet the customer's clinical application. This course contains of 4 parts. Product introduction mainly introduce the system overview and configuration. The pre-installation and installation part shortly introduce the system installation, and we will have an okay. The first part is the product introduction. Its product model is DigiEye 280 and its product code is DR15, so you can say 280 or DR15, and it have 2 different layouts: right hand installation and left hand installation according to the actual equipment room. Right hand means that the workstand is on the right side of the patient table, and left hand installation means that the workstand. Let's see the short overview for this system. This is the integrated floating patient table, the tube stand, the detector support assembly, or we can call it workstand. And this is the for more detail, this is the tube stand, and the tube collimator assembly was installed on the tube stand, and the tube stand can move on the rear slide assembly. This is the tabletop, and the generator and the under table detector is under the tabletop, and here the workstand. This is the detector. It can move on the workstand, and under the table is the generator. DigiEye 280 have 10 movement directions, including 6 linear motion and 4 rotary motion. For the linear motion, first, left right of tube stand. Second, up down of the tube head. And third, left to right of the table plate, and backward to forward of the table plate. The fifth one, left to right of the under table detector box, here the detector. And the last linear motion is the detector on the digital workstand, move up and down. For the rotary motion, first one, the vertical rotation of the tube head, this direction, and the pitching motion of the tube. The third one is the rotation of the collimator, and last one is the rotating to the tube stand. As a full manual system, it has 2 different brakes: electric magnetic and mechanical brake, and we can know the range of the motion from this frame. Let's see the equipment located in the control room. The workstation provides user interface and display the images. The hand switch relates to exposure. The system control box used to power on the system and provide emergency button and exposure indicators. If a mild detector was configured, an isolation transformer. The following part is about the clinical application. DigiEye 280 configure a portable detector. It provides us the largest flexibility for all applications on workstand or the table. It means that we can make different patient positions on a wheelchair patient. It can be taken directly from the bed to avoid secondary damage caused by the movement. Next part is about the product configuration. First, for the tube, 3 kinds of tube can be configured. The Toshiba E7876 and E7240, and the last one is Kailong H1086. For these 3 tubes, only difference is about the anode head content. For the detector, we also have different kinds of detector can be configured. Toshiba detector and Miri detector, and this one is a venue detector. For the generator, the model is MHV30A. This generator is placed under the patient table. In the front of the generator, you can see the transformer, the bucket interface board, the master control board. Turn over the master control board, you can see the anode drive board, the auxiliary power board, and the filament drive board. And this is the high. In the generator, you also can see the main contactor, the inductance, the EMC filter board, the rectifier, the buckle capacitor, and the inverter board, the resonance circuit. For the collimator, its model is CX03 and is a full manual collimator. And others, like the ion chamber and grid and DAP, it also can be configured by the customer. Okay, here is the abbreviation of the core components. We will use the abbreviation in the course. Like the MCB, it means the master control board, and the other you can learn it by yourself. So what DROC mean? DROC is a software for the DR system. We call it Digital Radiograph Operation Control. This software is an operation platform between users and the DR equipment. It can be used to manage the patient data, control the exposure, browse, process, and output the images. It is the most important part for the human-machine interaction. How to log in the DROC system. We use the admin account, and the password is here. And we also have an engineer account. which have higher authority. The account is DR server, and its password is a dynamic password. The next part is the installation. Mainly introduce the requirement during installation, such as the environment and electrical requirement. First, let's see the package. The numbers of the package depends on the configurations. If my race dictator is configured, there are 2 bars. If a toolbar dictator is configured, 3 bars, because toolbar dictator has an individual package, and the operator console also an option and have an individual for the package dimensions and weight. You can check the PPT or refer to the service manual. And next is about the environment requirement. It has 2 different status for the system, in use or in storage, and they have different requirements for the environment. And for more detail, we can refer to the manual. The ROM requirement is important for the installation. The minimum size of the equipment ROM is 4.1 meter multiple 3 meter, and the ROM height is 2.3 meter at least. And we should note that if there is recess or barrel inside the ROM, please exclude them to count the net size of the ROM. For the height, if it is lower than 2.3 meter, it may affect the normal operation of the system, and please contact my RAID service team in Thai. Next is the electrical requirement. It has different input for the system, because the different country or area maybe have a different voltage, and this is what we focus on. The power capacity should be at least 19 kilovoltage ampere, and it should be assured by the customer. Okay, the third part is about the installation. This is the installation tools. For the internal employee, it can be applied in CRM system. If a distributor engineer, you can also buy it from MyRay or by yourself. And this one is the movement tools. It used to transport the patient table or the workstand. For the customer, they also need to prepare some tools like the percussion drill, the power outlet, and the power distributor cabinet. In the shading room, the operating desk, the power cables, and so on. Of course, we have to claim the customers prepare this material during the ROM check and prepare before the installation. This is the installation processing, and we will introduce this part in the installation course. We should pay attention before the unpacking. Check the numbers of the containers and confirm the system serial number, and check the appearance of the containers is damaged or not. If there is a label like this on the outer case, check whether the color of the label normal. And if the container cannot move into the equipment room and need to be transported from a long distance, the movement tools is needed. Mechanical installation. Some system calibration need to be performed. generator calibration, including the X-ray tube calibration, also call it tube training, and digital MA calibration. The generator calibration needs to be performed in the gen service. Besides, detector calibration, which is performed in the DROC, and if AEC was configured, AEC calibration is required. We will learn the calibration in the installation part. The last one is safety requirements. As we all know, X-ray may damage our body by ionization, so a shielding room is prerequisite. The X-ray protection principle contains of type protection. The longer the exposure, the greater the accumulated dose, so the working staff should control working tire in X-ray room. Second, distance protection. Distance is inversely proportional to the exposure dose, so except the person under examination, other staff should keep away from the X-ray. The third one is the shielding protection. Impairment protection tools such as lead glove, lead apron, lead defense chair, or compartment closure. Besides, X-ray equipment, if not properly used, may cause injury. First, all the installation, calibration, and testing should be performed by qualified medical personnel. Second, in performing all electrical work on these products, Myray will use its own specially trained field engineers. Third, the engineer should do the measurement of the voltage and run tests before power on the during the mechanical installation. Improper use may cause serious damage, so labor protection tools is necessary, such as the goggles, air plug, safety helmet. The last one is lifting hazard. First, be careful fall and bruise. The DR machine have many heavy parts. Please pay attention to safety when you install the machine. Second, please wear any mesh shoes and safety helmets. Third, working aloft, please hang on and mind your head.